Here we have the all-new Mokwheel Flint ST Pro. At first glance, this may look like a regular commuter e-bike, but let's take a closer look at this and see what makes this bike so special. Starting at the handlebars, you will notice there is no big display. Instead, you have a small display with controls on the left side. You'll also notice there is no shifter. That's because it has a Gates carbon fiber belt. This is a single-speed belt drive system for zero noise, zero maintenance, lightweight, and smooth action. Speaking of weight, the Flint ST Pro weighs 35 pounds and has a payload capacity of 300 pounds. The Flint ST Pro comes with Tektro hydraulic disc brakes front and rear on 160mm rotors. It comes with a 250-watt motor that peaks at 450 watts and has 35 Newton meters of torque. This is going to make a great exercise commuter e-bike. It has a 36-volt 10 amp hour battery that complies with UL standards. Let's go back up to the handlebars. You'll also notice this has no throttle, and the top speed of this e-bike is 20 miles per hour with pedal assist. The motor cuts out at 20 miles per hour, making this a Class 1 e-bike. The handlebar stem is adjustable, and the bars have a swept back design, giving you the ability to adjust your riding position that suits you best. Up front, we have this nice integrated headlight, and the front forks are air adjustable with 165 millimeters of travel for some smooth performance. The tires are CST 28-inch by 1.75 inch with reflective sidewalls. The saddle is a more sporty saddle than you usually see on e-bikes and comes with high resilience cushioning. The Flint ST Pro comes with front and rear plastic fenders and a rear rack with a tail light. The rear rack can hold up to 15 kilos or 33 pounds. The Flint ST Pro is optimal for riders 5'5" to 6'7" and comes in 4 colors: sky blue, mocha, crystal pink, and white. The battery is removable and you can charge it on or off the bike. On the bike, the charging port is here. Off the bike, the charging port is on the battery. Now, let's put this battery back on the bike and take it out for the rider experience. Okay, let's start the rider experience. We're starting off in PAS 0 to see how this is if you're just to ride it as a regular bike. Here we go. All right, not bad. It feels like you're just riding a regular bike. You really don't feel the weight of this bike at all. But let's put it into PAS 1. And you feel a little power. And I am cruising at what now? 11 miles an hour? Let's hit PAS 2. Hi. Okay. Yep. Feel just a little bit of power. A little bit more power. And we are now cruising at 12, 13 miles an hour. So PAS 3, same thing. It's just getting, you can feel just a little power. It doesn't jerk or anything, it's smooth. So we're cruising at 15. Now PAS 4. Now I'm starting to pedal faster to keep up. 17 miles an hour. Of course, PAS 5. It's going to take us to 20 miles an hour. If you can see my legs, they're really moving. Almost like a ghost pedal. I got a little hill here. Went up that at 14 miles an hour with just a little pressure on the pedals. Tell you what though, this thing is quiet. Quiet, quiet. I hear no pedaling noise. I hear no motor noise. All I hear is the crunching of the tires on pebbles on the pavement. You can probably hear me breathing heavy. It's like I said, this will make a great exercise bike. All right, so it feels like my best cruising speed is 14 in PAS 5. This is where I feel like I'm putting some pressure on the pedals, and the motor's giving some pressure. So it's a good feeling torque sensor. And the seat is hard. I was worried about it, but it's not so bad. But of course, I'm only 2 miles into this. So we'll see how the next few miles go. Now the front end, even this is a air fork. I didn't make any adjustments to it. I just unlocked it. And it is riding smooth. It really is riding smooth. Let me see. Yep, it's smooth action too. Now I was worried when I found out that this was just a 250 watt motor, single speed. Felt like it's really gonna give me a workout. And it is gonna give me a workout, but not bad. Not nearly as bad as I was thinking in my head. But definitely a great bike if you're wanting a bike that gives you the exercise and you just want a little help from the motor. I can really see it's beneficial for people who want the exercise and want to use this as a commuter bike going to work. All right, so let's talk about rider position. Like I said earlier in the specs, let's go around over here. This does have an adjustable handlebar stem. So I am sitting in a nice upright position and not extending my arms that far. And with these swept back handlebars, it gives you a really nice riding position. And what I like about this too is the handlebars. They're wider. They're wider than some of the other bars. So I feel no need to change anything up here. And also what I like about this area up here, as you see, there's not a lot of clutter. There's only what, 1, 2, 3 wires. You know, 2 for the brakes and 1 for the control panel, which makes it really nice. It also makes it look like it's just a regular bike too, if you're worried about riding an e-bike in your area. And because this thing makes absolutely no noise, it sounds like a regular bike too. Here we got a little hill. We're going to test out the motor and see how it is. Oh yeah, I got to give it some, but it's giving me some. Nothing like a 500 watt or 750 watt motor. But like I said, this is going to be a great bike for exercise if that's what you're looking for. Okay, let's try braking. We're going to get up to speed, 20 miles an hour, and brake right at the sign. Yep, we got it to skid. But you can see the distance right there. Not bad at all. And these brakes are still braking in. Is that a brake pun? I can also see this being a real nice cruiser for the person who isn't worried about speed, wants things more quiet, wants things more mellow, wants an easy bike to maneuver, not only riding it, but in your garage and around your house if you got to put it inside your house. Now let's talk about this battery. It is only a 36 volt 10 amp hour battery, and let's see what we've done. We've gone 3.2 miles and we used 5%. So it sounds like you might get some pretty good mileage out of this because you got to do a lot of it yourself too. Yeah, I'm going to tell you now that this could benefit from a suspension seat post. I've got the tires pumped up to 50 psi. 75 is max on this, and I think it was 35 was the lowest. So I kind of went in the middle. But on the back end, I am feeling every little bump in the road. So a nice suspension seat post would probably make a big difference. And the steering is very light. That's because of these, these 1.75 inch wide tires. But everything about this bike feels light. Man, I can't tell you how quiet this bike is. You probably hear me breathing heavy, or heavier, or just breathing more than you hear any bike noise. Let's try a little gravel here. I mean, you can hear the crunching in the tires now. Now, what else do I like about this bike? I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull over here, this table over here, because I want to show you the fit and finish on this bike. It is really, really nice. Okay, so look at this. Look at this. This is the sky blue. I call it baby blue, but it is a really nice color. And with the black, it just pops. One thing I want to show you though, it does say it's a class 2, 250 watt, 20 miles an hour, but it's actually a class 1 because there's no throttle. Battery cuts out at 20. And like I said, I got up to 20 and I was pedaling pretty hard. Not ghost pedaling, but pedaling faster than my legs would be able to go on for a while, sort of say. But look at that. Look at the smoothness of everything. You have some welds here, but everything is just smooth and really nice. And that integrated headlight right there, I like that. They started that, I think, on the tarmac. But you do have plastic fenders. They make no noise. And again, there's that belt drive system right there. That 250 watt motor. And those hydraulic disc brakes. It's just a really, really good looking bike. And like I said, up here, up front, you have minimal wires. You got 2 brake lines and you got the control wire for the control panel. That's it. You got no wires except the one going to the motor, tucked in nice under there, but nothing else. This is what's nice about not having a derailleur. You don't have all those extra wires going back. You don't have anything back there clunking around. But yeah, that's just I think it's a really good looking bike. I'd like to see this in the other colors, in person, not just on the website. But let's get back to the ride. All right, now we're at the hill climb. Now this isn't a huge hill, but it does get steeper at the end. It's got a gradual up. I hope you're not blinded by the sun. And then at the end, it goes like this and turns to the right. This is going to be a good indication on how much power I'm going to have to give to get up over this hill. Now, I'm not going to get a speeding running start. I am cruising at 9.7, just under 10 miles an hour. And now we have the gradual incline right here. And yes, I can feel I have to give more. Yep, down to 11. And now the big turn up. Yes, yes. Yep, yep. Yep. Now let's turn around and do this one, because this one is a kind of a steady uphill all the way to the top. But I can tell you now, this is not a hill climber. You're going to be the hill climber. Let's go. And it starts now. Yep, 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 yep. You're giving more power than the motor is. But it did it. Now, for how long, if that hill kept going, I don't know how long I'd be able to keep giving. But again, it's going to be a great exercise bike for people who want a bike, an e-bike for exercise. All right, we are back in my neighborhood now. We have done 10.1 miles. We have used not 83. We still have 83% of the battery on it. It means we use 17%. Now this will be the beginning of the range testing of this for the next video. So I'm not going to go home and plug it into the charger and get it up to 100% again. But if you're interested in this, I have a link to its description where you can go see more of the specs on this. Plus, you know, this is the belt drive version. There is a chain drive version too. So you can check that out also. I think they've got a total of maybe 3 versions of the Flint. But anyways, you have a great day, great ride, great week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.